Hey YouTube, part 3 of my 4-part How to Play Paranoid video, or maybe 3 parts now. So first one I was basically showing you how to play this song. Not an easy version, just the song. And basically just, it's all to do with, once you know what it is you're meant to play, you can just concentrate on actually playing it right. There's nothing really that complicated in it. So this is going to be a sort of, someone asked for an intermediate lessons. I suppose intermediate is starting to play solos. What I'm using here is I'm using a loop pedal, which is a great thing for learning to play solos. You never had these when I started learning to play. I wish I'd had one. So basically you can just stick in Paranoid, not the same as all songs, but in Paranoid, basically the verse is what the solo goes over. So it's the singing bit. The solo just plays over the music in exactly those chords. So I tried to do it on the last video. I recorded a bit into the loop pedal, and the timing was off when I was trying to do the bass along with it. So now I've put the bass into the pedal, and now I'm going to put the rhythm track in just when I'm doing it. So bass. And I'm going to join in. Why is it doing that with the start? That's really annoying. I'll just do it again. There's obviously something funny going on with the timing. I'm failing. Okay, it worked that time. So I'll do it without the bass. I'll put the bass in if I saw it. Put the bass in anyway, just to make. Not take 2 seconds. Because the bass is still sitting there, it'll still be in tune and all that. And see, if I'd had that when I was learning to play guitar, that would have been awesome, because now I can just sit and I can play solos over that. It'll just keep going, it'll never speed up, it'll never slow down, and you can just noodle away on the guitar forever on top of that. So, sort of thing. Distortion obviously required. So like sort of. So if you're totally into the song, you will notice that I haven't learnt the whole song. I just kind of generally try to wing it. I do think when you're launching into a solo, it's good to sort of try and get the first few notes of the real one. In this case, it's. Okay, and then I'm off the track. But you're really just learning a solo, a scale. That would be the scale, but I don't know how to do actual scales. I mean, it'll have a name and stuff like that, probably just a pentatonic scale. But I just know it from playing lots of songs that do it, and you kind of just, if you're playing away, just try and listen to what it is you're doing. If you play the wrong note, don't play that one again, sort of thing, and you end up finding things you like. The first note would be like on the D string, E, A, D, on the G string, 9th fret's a bit of a bend. And then down to, back up. And then it's like sort of, same note, just so it's 9, 7. And then it's a slide from the 9 to 7 on the D string. Then it's like sort of 5 to 7 on the D string. Then 5 to 7 on there. Yeah. So that'll be the launch intro. And then a wee bit of kind of that's when the rhythm guitar goes. So. And then you just make it up as you go along. So the solo, the notes I would be using, I would play it differently every time anyway. But it's I mean, I wish I could explain it better. Yeah, this would maybe turn into a bit of a disaster actually. Not actually knowing how to explain what it is I'm doing. There's just notes that work well. So I'll play along with it for a bit and see if I can find any bits that I think are good. As I said, just loops forever. So what I'm doing is I'm using basically basing everything on the 12th fret because I'm on E. Still got very bright there for some reason. Dark outside or something. Why did it get so bright? Why did it come die down a bit? Maybe. Yeah. So this particular pattern of notes that I'm playing, it was at 10, 12 on these two strings, and then I would use. These are good notes. 10 and 12 on the E and A strings, and then 12 and 14 on the A string, 12 and 14 on the D string, 12 and 14 on the G string, and it's 12 and 15 on the B and E strings, and you can bend. That's a good bendy one. Not a bad bendy one. Good bendy one. You can bend to any of them, basically. So, and I'm kind of just basically playing those notes and trying to be a bit of. But these are just. All I'm doing is I'm not going to use any other notes other than those ones to mess about with, and then just try and find something that fits nice and kind of think about it when you're as a sort of as if you're humming along with it. So it's because the rhythm guitar's going da 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 da. See if you play something that fits in with the da 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 bit. Whether it's da 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 or da da or diddle da da or something, if you're kind of aware of that bit being there, you can make it sound pretty good. So I'll just use those notes I just showed you. Basically, I was only using those notes. I didn't. Okay, I only played one note on the G string. The other ones were just on these three. But you can see you can still make a solo in there. That was a good slide there as well. That's a really good one. hammer on there. So you can just kind of stick about, just use those 5 notes, that's all you need. I'll do a wee bit more instead of I'll go up higher. I'll start off here, and then I'll go up higher, and I'll stay up high for a couple of bars, and then I'll probably just leave it at that. An extra nice wee note, instead of being just at 12 and 14, 15, 12 and 14 as well. Basics of guitar soloing. I didn't really want to show you how to play, the note for note guitar solo. I know I used to know folk used to do that. They would learn entire Pink Floyd solos note for note. But if you can sort of wing it, play it differently every time, you'll learn what notes are good, and you'll be able to apply that solo to a different song. And it won't be exactly the Paranoid solo. It'll be something a bit different. Well, it won't be exactly the Paranoid because I'm not sure how to play it. I still don't actually know how to play it apart from that intro bit. But so I'm playing it sort of sticking pretty much exactly like in these notes. But there's wee extra notes you can stick in. Some will work, some will not. Like, so sitting there, you can mess about. That's not a good one. I won't play that one again. What? That's me. I'm not actually adding an extra note into the scale there. So I'm playing that one, but see by sliding up to it or bending up to it. It's still the same note, and there's an awful lot of that, and there's only 12 notes in a guitar, so you end up just playing it. What you'll see me doing when I'm arsing about jamming all the time is playing here for a wee bit, but trying to move somewhere else. So I'll playing which is the same notes. It's exactly the same notes, I'm just playing it here, and it looks much more impressive, and you don't get as bored as quickly. And the same thing happens there. So there I'm looking at, we're playing an E, so there's the E chord, I'm kind of playing round about that E chord. And then here I'm playing round about this E chord. And as you know, everything repeats, so there I'm playing sort of based on the sort of 7th fret, so you'll be up at the 19th is the same sort of thing. So as you know, the notes, everything starts repeating itself after the 12th fret. So anything what I was playing there on this sort of using that E as my sort of root anchor point. Well, actually, root is the correct term, the root note. So I'm using that as my anchor point, basically playing Ever North This and playing kind of around it and always going back to it. And whenever I kind of get a wee bit lost, going back to it, playing it again, it'll be fine. So everyone repeats itself. So you're playing the 7th fret there. So if you play the 19th fret, because obviously 12 plus 7, everyone's just the same, exactly. So it gives you 2 entire different parts of the fretboard where you can play exactly the same thing and it'll sound different. This one is a slightly different shape. All the same notes are there, but the strings are a slightly different order with the relationship, because in this one you're starting on the A string, whereas in this one you're starting on the E string. So it goes higher but doesn't go down the way. Does that make sense? So for example, from this E, I can go down, whereas from this E, the only way I can go down is to play the exact notes I just played there. You can't do it in this position. So this one actually goes a wee bit higher as well. So this one, you end up sneaking into this one. But see, notice the way I was joining the two of them together there, because I needed that extra to get to that note. Isn't in this. You can do a big slide up to it. Also, what I was playing there with the double, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about today, is I was playing obviously this one here on the 12th fret here. Well, everyone's the same on the nothing fret. So you've got the problem with playing down here is you can't bend the open notes, which you get a whammy arm. So you know, I'm not so keen on playing down here very often. It sounds good for country and stuff, which is something to do with the twanginess of the strings. It's the same as and you can see me cheating all the time. Like there, you know, if you play the wrong notes, if you're in the right scale, you can kind of put an extra few wee notes in to make it sound like it wasn't a mistake. Like when I kind of went, I got that one right. So yeah, I'm just kind of making it up, putting extra ones in, but still ending on the right note. Obviously, there are technical stuff for all this, but I think winging it's half the fun. And that whole not actually learning too much, learning wee licks, like within those notes I've already been playing, like that's it. It's all within those notes. So that's just basically a pull off, which I've not even mentioned yet. That's when you play a note and then you kind of ping it with your pinky when you're taking it off. I'm not just letting go of it. You can just do that for hours and that's all sound. You know, just wee tricks using all those exact same notes. Nothing fancy, just playing them slightly differently. But that's why I can spend so long jamming. You'll have noticed in some of I'm doing demos of songs I can play for. I normally cut myself short to about 15 minutes, but I can play for an hour. If it's a good chord sequence, I can just and just keep doing all these silly bits. And every song you do it in, you go, oh, that's a wee bit different in that song. You know, it's like sometimes it works really well, and sometimes you do it at the start of the riff, sometimes you do it in the middle. All these things work together, and it's great fun. So I don't know if that's any use for intermediate guitar playing at all, but it means if you're stuck not playing, you know, if you think, oh, lead guitar's too hard, lead guitar isn't hard. Simple lead guitar, and some of the best lead guitar isn't necessarily hard. Obviously, don't go sitting there trying to learn, you know, the whole of the Comfortably Numb solo in one sitting. Don't just learn it verbatim. Learn how to play in the chords that it is. Like the way I've given you those chords for there's tons of songs that are like that are quite easy to play. And you can play things that it doesn't need to be hard. You know, I mean, a Paranoid solo doesn't need to be a difficult thing. I'll try and do a sort of Dave Gilmour version. Fifth note there. Yeah. You get the idea. I'm only playing 4 notes there in the middle 2 strings, and you can play a passable solo for quite a lot of it. So if you've got that as a sort of fallback, you know none of those 4 notes are wrong no matter what order you put them in. It's just a case of trying to make a tune with them. You can go up, you can go down, and you can go up then down. You can go diddly diddly, or bend them. But that's where the trick comes in. That's where you get someone like Dave Gilmour, who's amazing. Well, any guitarist who's made it's pretty much amazing. But vibrato when you hit a note, and Dave Gilmour never hits a note like that. Every one of his notes goes. It's got a wee bit of so you kind of hold the string and vibrate your hand. And it just gives it a wee bit more wah wah wah, makes it sound a bit more like a singing voice. Instead of just being, you know, that's different from a wee bit of wah 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 in it. There's something to do something like that and concentrate on how long you're letting the note ring for and hitting it right. It's very different from if you're playing something, it's got no feeling at all. Whereas the same thing. You'll notice me kind of moving a bit with it, kind of trying to be all emotional and stuff. It's very different from milk every note for all it's worth. Amazing. Right, so that'll do for that. I managed to for 25 minutes again, man. What a freaking ridiculous. So this probably won't work as a concept, but I've done it anyway. So if you might have learned something. If you play, even if you're good on the guitar, you can never like my awful lot better than me. You might find there's wee things I'm doing there which are so obvious, but you never really thought about them. You know what I mean? Rock and roll.